Welcome to the Artafex 1 installation video. Before you begin installation, turn off the main power. Remove the knockout and route the building's electrical supply wires to the AC driver. Splice the AC driver's input lead wires. Green, black, and white wires go to the building's electrical supply wires. Remove the knockout and splice the AC driver's output lead wires. Red and black wires can connect to low-voltage wiring up to 100 feet when using 16 AWG wiring. Verify that the driver output wires match the input connector wire's polarity. Reversed polarity will damage the fixture. Note, you can connect a maximum of 5 1-inch fixtures and a minimum of 1 1-inch fixtures to a 96-watt driver. If installing multiple drivers, keep a minimum space of 5 inches between them to allow for proper airflow. Locate the fixture position and install bar hanger ends into the joists by screwing in the 4 factory-installed screws at the end of the bar hangers. Note, this is compatible with 16 to 24-inch spacing. The center of the opening is offset 1 5/8 inches from the center of the housing. To center the opening within the frame, spacing must be at least 17 1/4 inches. Adjust the horizontal position by sliding it along the bar hangers. Lock horizontal positioning by fastening both bar hanger factory-installed screws. Loosen the 2 screws with a screwdriver to remove the junction box door. Remove one of the knockouts on the housing. Close knockout opening with 1/2-inch trade-size strain relief or clamp. Route low-voltage wires through the hole and connect low-voltage wires to attached Wago connectors. Ensure that low-voltage wires match the polarity of the housing conduit wires. Return the junction box door back onto the housing and tighten the screws. Mount drywall to ceiling. Mark center fixture position on drywall. Using a router, cut opening at the marked position and start cutting from the center towards an edge, then along the inside edge of the housing opening. Note, drywall compatible thickness is 1/2 to 1 1/4 inches. Next, choose the correct heat sink, downlight or adjustable based on your ceiling plan. The steps to install both are the same. Hook the aircraft cable on the heatsink to the metal stud in the housing. The heatsink can now hang freely to allow for electrical connections to be made. Note, there are 2 metal studs on the housing, so the heatsink can be installed on either side. Connect the housing connector to the DC regulator connector in the heatsink. To separate connector, depress the connector release. Do not allow the heatsink to hang by the housing wiring connector. Align the heatsink with the square opening in the drywall. Push the heatsink up until the sheet metal bracket is flush with the ceiling. Secure by fastening the captive screws. Tighten screws until the sheet metal bracket is tight against the drywall. Power drill recommended. Use 2-inch tape and mud to join the heatsink to the surrounding drywall, covering all visible hardware. Ensure that the tape does not protrude onto the front face of the heatsink. Sand the joint and continue feathering it out. Repeat this step for a second application. Then apply a 3rd skim coat over the entire area. Remove the mud cover to complete the final sanding. Replace the mud cover while removing any created dust. Paint the ceiling and remove mud cover by pulling down before paint has fully dried. Place the module directly below the round opening in the ceiling. Align the 3 metal spring contacts on the module with the white line on the heatsink base. Push the module gently into the opening. The trim of the module should be protruding about 1/2 an inch from the ceiling. Gently rotate the module clockwise until stopped. Do not over-rotate the module. Press the module until there is an audible clicking noise. Note, do not let go of the module until it has been clicked into place. There is a risk it may dislodge before then. Remove the rubber cover from the module. The module should now be flush with the ceiling. If you need to remove the module, reverse these steps. This installation process is the same for the downlight version of the Artafex one, so refer to the downlight heatsink installation steps for installation. Note: the adjustable heatsink must be at the factory preset, 0-degree tilt, for installation. Place the module directly below the round opening in the ceiling. Align the 3 metal spring contacts on the module with the white line on the heatsink base. Grip the installation tool that is secured to push the module gently into the opening. The installation tool should be protruding about 1/2 inch from the ceiling. Gently use the installation tool to rotate the module clockwise until stopped. Do not over-rotate the module. Press the installation tool until there is an audible clicking noise. Note: do not let go of module until it has been clicked into place. There is a risk it may dislodge before then. Gently remove the installation tool. The module should now be flush with the ceiling. To adjust tilt and rotation, identify the gear shaft located in the heatsink. Note: while it is recommended to aim using a nut driver, a flathead screwdriver can also be used. To tilt the module up to 35 degrees, turn the gear shaft counterclockwise until the desired angle is achieved. To reduce the angle, turn the gear shaft clockwise. The tilting mechanism is self-locking. To rotate the heatsink up to 360 degrees, use the nut driver as a lever to rotate the heatsink. Once the desired position is achieved, align trim shield to cover gear shaft. Push trim into the ceiling until it clicks into place. Installation is now complete. As always, the Artafex one is plug and play, backed by our in-house engineering, customer support, and DMF's 10-year warranty. This is the one, the Artafex one, a 1-inch aperture fixture like no other.